All right, my friends, welcome back to another episode here on the Fit Father Project and Fit Mother Project podcast. Today is a special episode because we're joined by two members of our team, Amy Spach and Craig Taylor. And specifically what we're going to be talking about today is an event that we do every single year as a team where we run a Ragnar relay race. And if you haven't heard of Ragnar, it's got an awesome name, and it's a 200-mile relay race where we get a team of people, we hop in a van, and we basically run across some of the most beautiful places in the country and have a ton of fun. And we have an upcoming Ragnar relay race that we're doing as a Fit Father and Fit Mother Project team in July 14th and 15th of this upcoming year of 2023. And we want to hop on here today just to talk about our experience with Ragnar. And if you're interested, to invite you to join us this July for our Fit Father, Fit Mother Ragnar up in Washington. So Amy, Craig, welcome to the podcast. I'm happy to have you guys here. And Amy, I kind of want to kick off with you. Give people who are listening, especially on the Fit Father side, if they haven't heard a little bit of your background story, give us an abbreviated journey of what you've done in terms of your weight loss and then your passion for running and how this all kind of started for you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Amy, Amy Spach. I started Fit Mother Project in 2019, started at 232 pounds, lost 90 pounds. I started a week after my husband, Lee Spach, joined. He got me to join after I saw him make in 1 week some major changes. And then we both felt we got to do this together to hold each other accountable. So that's where we are. We went through the whole program together. And then when we both met our goals, my husband actually saw Craig's post about a Phoenix Ragnar, and it was for him, we hit our goal and we were like, we need another challenge. So it's all about pushing ourselves and challenging ourselves. So he signed us both up at the time. I don't think Craig was really like, have any Fit Mothers joining? Maybe she can join, but I was allowed to come on because then we had another Fit Mother, Anna Derry, join us. And it was the most scary time of my life, but the most exciting time, challenging. And man, after I finished it, I felt so proud because I did it. Had I been able to do it at 232 pounds? No. But I was able to do it at my new weight. And I was stoked because it stepped me out of comfort zones that really it just opened up new doors. So in a nutshell, that's where I am. And I love it so much that I keep doing it.
Yeah. And now helping organize it. And I don't know, was that 2019 when we did that, Ragnar? It doesn't matter exactly specifically. I think it was 2019. I think it was before all the COVID craziness, right?
Hers was 20. Ours was 19.
Okay. Yeah, it was 2020. So I started in 2019 with Fit Mother, and then our race was 2020, January of 2020, before the world changed. So
I gotta say, it's something you mentioned is really cool. It's like, especially for people who are in our community who have gotten through a lot of progress, like these races, whether they're obstacle races or Spartan races or Ragnar, are such a capstone experience because you get the chance to like test your body and just to get to enjoy the new stuff that you couldn't have possibly done in past. So it's like super meaningful. And then it's also something that's totally different than your norm, where basically how Ragnar works, and then I'll turn it over to Craig to share some of this stuff too, is we get a couple vans. So there's a team of 12 of us and we get 2 vans. So you pack 6 people in each van. And at some point, always constantly, someone is running on the team. 2 of the 12 people are running, correct? At any one time? One of the 12. One of the 12 is running. So oftentimes the little legs of the running you're doing are anywhere from 3 to at most like 10 miles, depends on the race. I'll say Craig's laughing because there was a longer leg than that. It was like a 12 miler you did one time, right?
Not me, but yes, every Ragnar has what they call the Ragnar leg, which is close to a half marathon.
All right. So well, here's. I mean,
you don't have to be able to run that yourself.
Yeah. Well, so there's certainly, I'm sure the Ragnar legs for this upcoming race are already taken by somebody crazy who loves running. I remember the first one I showed up for is like, I didn't do any formal running training outside of just our MRT style workouts. And I think you guys were nice and only gave me like legs from 3 to 5 miles, which was like, it's certainly a workout. It's certainly challenging. but it's honestly more fun than anything. You just get a chance to be outside. You have this team cheering you on. You're running with all the runners, and there's a bunch of crazy people in vans running around. Like, it's just a really fun experience. So Craig, I know you're massively passionate about running and Ragnar's, and running was a big part of your journey. So I'd love for you to share anything you'd like for those who may not know some of your story, and then transition into why Ragnar is so meaningful to you and why you continue to kind of like host and organize these for us.
All right. Craig Taylor. I live in Southern Indiana. I found Fit Father in 2017, almost 6 years already. It's amazing. Started at 306 pounds, and over the course of about 10 months, lost 130 pounds, 125, 130. And 10 months after I started Fit Father, I ran a half marathon. I'm the guy who had never run a mile, period, until this point, So running for me was not something I ever thought I wanted to do. But through our exercises and the high intensity interval training, I was walk running and realized, hey, I could probably run a little bit more than a minute. And I did. And within 3 months, I had already run a mile and was just flabbergasted. So that just got my energies and my juices flowing, and I just kept training. And then I did the half marathon and was doing some other, just trying to keep up and do some other things. At the end of 2018, we do a Sunday post for Fit Father. Fit Mother does a Monday post. It's a newsletter. If you're not on it, you probably want to get on it. Lots of information comes out every week. But our COO and the person who wrote that at the time put in an article about challenge events, Spartans, blah, 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 and this crazy thing called a Ragnar. And so I looked it up to see what a Ragnar was. And it's this 12-person, 200-ish mile, 36-hour relay race that you do. And so then I'm a bit of a pest, as Anthony will tell you. I started saying, hey, we should do this. Hey, we should. And as luck would have it, there was one in Phoenix. We put our team together and we ran in Phoenix in 2019, repeated it in 2020, right before the world shut down, and then came back at it again in New Hampshire in 21. And then this past year, we did the Bourbon Chase in Lexington, Kentucky. Well, in Kentucky, finished in Lexington, Kentucky. And so this summer, we're headed to Washington State for the Northwest Passage. So it's just been a great experience. In that time, I've had some injuries. I've regained weight. I am not a fast runner. Right now, I can't even run a 5K. I'm working back up to it. So you don't have to be a spectacular runner to do this. I've regained weight. I'm losing weight. I'm getting back into the solid running pattern again. But I fully intend to be ready in July to be able to handle my 3 legs. And if you have to walk a little bit, that's fine too. We don't expect professional runners. Most of us are people who were heavy and have come down or are coming down off of a really massive change in our lives. So yeah, and just to go with Amy, then Ragnar is such a satisfaction. When you finish it, you just have this incredible sense of pride, and it just pulls you in. You want to do it again. Our team this summer, we're running 2 teams this summer in Seattle, 2 teams of 12. 15 of the people already signed up. Maybe, I don't remember the exact number, have run them with us before. They love them so much, they're repeat people now. So we've got our regulars, but we need some more. We want some other people to join.
So we have a couple slots left. I think like maybe 5 slots. So ish. Okay. So if people are interested and they're listening to this and they want to do something that's like totally memorable, out of their comfort zone, absolutely fun, where can they reach out to? Who specifically would you want to reach out to?
You can write to me or Amy, either one. If you're a woman, you may feel more comfortable starting out with Amy. What's your email address that you prefer?
You can reach out to me at amy@fitmotherproject.com, and we can talk via email. We can also talk via Zoom. Many times it's a lot easier to talk to the person face to face versus an email. So, I mean, I'd love to share the experience with you, the wonderful opportunity this is. I mean, and, I didn't share that after doing this Ragnar, it did then start me on my journey of running, and so I'm getting ready to run another half marathon in a week. And then this is my second half marathon, and it's just a joy. So I'd love to talk to anybody. We really would love some more fit mothers to join us.
Yeah.
And it's another cool way to explore a new type of training. Like on top of everything that you're doing with your Fit Mother or Fit Father workouts, like it would just be tacking on, like trying to get at first starting out your training plan 2 to 5 miles a week and then 10 miles a week. You're just trying to accumulate volume. Even if you're running for 10, 15 minutes, like once or twice a week, great for daily activity. And I think the more you run, you just get this freeing sense as your body's moving as it's intended to. Your legs and hips are opening up. You got the nice fresh air outside. You're just moving. It's like, it's kind of indescribable. It's a feeling that you can't get from a weight workout, but you can only kind of get through running. And that's why it's such a nice compliment. And for some people, like we have some people like myself who don't run too much on a regular basis outside of like playing my hobbies like paintball, like I run around when I'm being shot at, but like I don't run, but I love doing the Ragnars and signing up for that because it gives me some structure and some focus to like actually train and get it in. And it's really motivating. And also this particular race is going to be super cool because we're starting up on basically like the northern border of the United States, like right next to Canada. And then we're running down like effectively like the west coast of Washington through the Puget Sound, through like some gorgeous areas. And it's like just 36 hours of fun and memories. You know, I think 75% of your time, you're honestly just like hanging out, cheering people on, eating a bunch of snacks, like telling jokes. So it's just like a lot of fun. And then you get tapped in to do your leg every once in a while. And like, you know, it's just, it's kind of indescribable. It's a really fun thing, especially if you haven't done something out of your norm for a while. This could be a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Should share also that, you know, it's a good endurance because you are running on tired legs. You know, it's, yes, sleeping in a car or van, excuse me. And, you know, you might only have, Craig, correct me, about 12 hours, if that, between your run and the next, you know, depending on how fast the runners are. So, you know, sleeping in a van and then you got to get up, you got to run and go. And it could be at night. You know, that to me was also a huge adjustment, being like, it's 11 o'clock at night. You mean I'm running now for 6 miles? What? You know, but as Anthony, Dr. A, you said that it's that just the feeling of, oh my gosh, look at what my body can do.
Yeah.
That's what's amazing.
And it's a celebration of our community. Like just getting to hang out with a lot of like-minded people. Like there are certain Ragnar teams that are like super competitive. Like these are actually like really intense runners that are trying to like win the race. We're here to just like have an amazing time. Like everyone's trying to do a good job on their leg and run, but it's like so fun. And the Ragnar event itself attracts just a lot of fun people. Like all the other teams, there's people dressed up in like foo-foo skirts. There's people dressed up as like Tarzans running, like all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. Imagine the summer in Washington, running outside with people who are following this amazing program with you. I'll be there running, so you get to meet me if that's of value to you. And it's just going to be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's great. You decorate your van if you want. You definitely color stuff on your van. There's a big party at the finish line. I mean, big party, usually free food and booze and stuff like that, if that's an attraction to you. But everybody just hangs out and enjoys it. It's just a fun time. And the experience is just so cool. If you're a guy and you can write to me, Craig, at fitfatherproject.com. I will answer your questions. We can do something together, Zoom or answer emails, whatever. We would love to have you join us, you know. So ask questions if you're just curious and not sure yet. And this won't be the only one. There will be others, but we do need people for this summer.
We plan on doing this every year, at least once, but if not twice, just because these races are so great. And we maybe will extend out to doing other kinds of things like a Spartan races, obstacle races. But for now, Ragnar's our jam. Like we love it. And if you want help training for this, like that's a part of this experience. Like if you decide to commit to be one of our runners and take one of the remaining slots, like we're in a private little group for all of us that are doing the race. And we're basically, you know, we have Strava and we're trading ideas on kind of running volume. And it's not like super complicated or scary, but it'll just give you some structure on some new stuff that you can do.
Right now, I'm just working my way through the free Couch to 5K app. Today I finished week 5 and I move on next. So today I ran 20 minutes without stopping. It's the first time I've done that since my injuries, you know, so it's very exciting. But I just use Couch to 5K to get me started. That gets you to a 5K. The Ragnar site itself has its own training. The good one for people who aren't used to running is called From Zero to Hero. it takes you from running nothing to being able to do a Ragnar in 3 legs overnight, So there are free training plans out there, and we'll help wherever we can.
Yeah. I started with the 0 to hero. So that's when Lee and I first started before ours, that's what we did. And I believe it also included some days of a strength. So it's not like you totally have to give up any of the Fit Mother, Fit Father workouts, because it's nice to have that balance, and because it does help with your running and stuff. So yes.
It was my experience.
If you're already a runner, they have one that's from hero to God, so you can take it to the next level and maybe run a Ragnar leg or run a speed leg or run the hilly ones,
On the physical capacity side of things, I think our Fit Father and Fit Mother workouts are so good for getting you cardiovascularly fit. I mean, you get incredibly cardiovascularly fit from all the MRT style workouts. Yet the thing that I noticed, because I did my first Ragnar without doing any training other than just this, is the act of running itself gets your lower leg, your calf, and your connective tissues acclimated to doing that kind of motion. So it is important to train for these things. And I remember I was so sore, even though I was in good shape, the act of running that much of all this motion was something that I wasn't used to and hadn't trained for. So I'm already training. And Craig, like you, I ran 20 minutes today, and it feels great to be outside, get some sunshine.
I enjoyed that part of the first Ragnar. The next day, Anthony and a couple others were real sore. I just hopped up and kept moving because
you trained.
I had trained for it,
Awesome.
It was kind of funny. I'm like, hey, look, I'm not in pain.
Yep. I mean, hey, some of us had to jump on a flight after we did our first time, and it was not in pain just because of the training, the prep that we did.
And I'll say this is one other thing is from a lifestyle design perspective, this is one of those things you can do this year that only literally takes 2 days of your time. And it'll be something you'll remember potentially for 5-10 years, maybe forever down the line. And I think that's a cool thing, to create meaningful memories using this body that you're working so hard at improving and enlivening and just getting to celebrate that. And running outside in Washington in the summer is going to be amazing. I'm excited. I hope there's a mix of some trails. I saw some photos of people running over bridges across right next to the water, maybe some forest stuff.
We finish on an island. So at some point you have to cross at least one bridge, So we finish on an island just a little bit north of Seattle called.
And we're running through the Olympics National Park is on the side of where we're running through some of it. So it's a beautiful place.
It's going to be beautiful. And the bonds, I do want to talk about just the bonds that you make with all of these Fit Fathers and Fit Mothers that are going to be running is amazing. I mean, we're still in touch with the people because yes, we keep doing them over and over again every year, but we still talk to them and we still encourage each other. And, who would have ever thought that I would be encouraging and talking with fathers on that side? We have this bond, and it's just an awesome feeling so that you feel connected to this wonderful community that we're already part of. So, and
our Lexington text group blows up a couple times a week,
Yeah. Challenge yourself, push yourself, because you're already challenging yourself with this weight loss journey. So why not push yourself to that next level? Because to keep challenging yourself, that helps you keep growing and keep, developing and evolving and changing. So
it's so true. And I'll say this too. There's something special again about running, because it is the most natural thing that our bodies can do. And I mean that because at my house right now, I have a very young daughter. She's about 1 year old, and she's gearing up to walk. And running is the extension of that, right? And it's something if we can, it kind of life comes full circle. We work and try to walk, and then we get out of shape, then we got to get back in shape. And now we can go back to moving our bodies so naturally. It's such a freeing feeling. And then the other thing about hanging out in the van, it is so cool. We get to hang out for basically a full day and a half to just talk, share ideas, laugh, share stories. And it's amazing connected time. I'm getting so excited about it just talking now, just getting fired up.
Good.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah. And hey, I'm 54. I won't tell you Amy's age, but
I'm 54. I don't mind sharing.
You don't have to be young. You don't have to be super fit. It's just so much. It is fun. It's hard. It's fun. And it is just rewarding. I mean, there is just no fun.
Nothing is ever easy. Our weight loss journeys were not easy. So, like I said, just keep challenging yourself. And you don't have to be young, because we even celebrated a Fit Mother's 60th birthday on her first Ragnar last year, Deb Armenta. And she absolutely loved it. She couldn't believe that she had done it. She was so excited. She's gearing up for the Pacific Northwest.
And she almost dropped out a month before, or a month or 2 months before. She was so nervous.
I didn't think she was going to be able to do it, but she did it. And she did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And if there's one more thing we'll share, just the fact that everyone keeps on coming back is probably the greatest testament to the fact that this is super meaningful. So if this inspires you in any way, please reach out to Craig and Amy, and we'd love to have you join us. We have 24 slots. About 19 or 20 of them are already reserved. So we have a few more floating. So if you're interested, please get in contact with us. And other than that, we're grateful that you listened to this. And I'll share a little bit of, like, in closing, just like my vision. Our communities for Fit Father and Fit Mother are absolutely incredible. And we want to do more of this type of stuff where we gather for fun stuff out in nature, whether they're more different kinds of races, community events, service trips. We have a couple cool things coming down the pipeline. We'll definitely doing this race this year, and then we'll have a couple announcements coming up for next year of some fun stuff that we're planned. It's just more contribution, outdoor exercise, and gathering. So very grateful for everyone who's listening to this. Craig and Amy, thanks for coming on today and sharing your experience. If there's anything you'd like to say in closing, say it now. If not, Amy, you can stop the recording, and I'm grateful everyone was here.